Hey everyone, happy Monday. Thank you for watching the replay. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Hi, good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining. Come on in. As you come in, go ahead and share me. Go ahead and share me. And just start pumping hearts right away. Hey, Principal. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining. Hey, Tiff. Thanks for coming. Good morning to you. Happy Monday, everyone. Happy Monday. We are going to go ahead and get started because I promise you that I will be on for 15 minutes. I want to give you some nuggets today and go ahead and move on with our Mondays, okay? So thanks for coming in. Share me, please. Pump hearts. I feel the love. I promise you I do, okay? Recap from last week. We talked about visions and goals, the difference between the two, how to implement vision, okay? So if you didn't watch that Facebook Live, go back and watch it, because I'm going to tie it all in today for today's topic. I also assigned homework. Guys, I'm a teacher by nature. I'm an instructor and professor by nature. So I asked if we can create or recreate vision and imagine our happy place. Hey, Tinka, Corey, hello. What is our happy place? What does that look like? And so, Corey, I hope you did your homework. So today we're going to talk about how to balance it all, how to balance it all. So we have vision in front of us. We have goals in front of us. We have our happy place in front of us. How do we balance that all? Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to balance it all. Your dog ate your homework. Okay. Hey, Nori, thank you for joining this morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. 3 tips on how to balance it all, okay? Yeah, Principal, you were his accountability partner. So the very first tip on how to balance it all, again, we have vision, goals, and also our happy place in front of us based on our homework from last week. Number 1, we balance by identifying our capacity. By identifying our capacity. Hey, Minister Keisha, by identifying our capacity. That's number 1 to how we balance. So guess what? Just like everyone has different visions, different goals, different dreams, different aspirations, different gifts and talents and skills, we also have different capacity. And when we talk about capacity, it can change. My capacity may be very great this season. Last season may have been a very small capacity, okay? So we have to identify what is our capacity for this season. And I'm going to give you a really good example, okay? Number 1, while we're talking about identifying our capacity, absolutely, positively, where we go wrong is we compare ourselves with other people. Such and such able to do this, such and such wrote 2 books, such and such, just started her business, or he just did this, he just did that. Guys, that will get us in trouble. That will get us in trouble. We have to know for ourselves our own capacity. We have to look at our own vision, our own goals, and identify what seasons we're in. So let me give you an example of capacity as it relates to our seasons, okay? And Minister Keisha is on here. She introduced me. I received recognition for a woman in church leadership and in the marketplace. And she read my bio. And I'm just going to give you a few things from my bio. And I have a point here. So follow along with me. In my bio, and these are some points she mentioned about me, that I'm a certified life coach. So I have 3 different groups that I work with. I work with groups that are, one group that's working on really, major goals. Another group that's first-time authors finishing their book, and another group that's finishing their dissertations. So they are PhD candidates becoming doctoral receiving their doctorate degrees. Okay. I ghost wrote 2 books. I wrote a book. I created a journal. I started a tea line with one of my girlfriends. I finished a non-for-profit, implemented my business, 365 Consulting Group. My pastor, he is a huge visionary. I don't know anyone that has vision that's greater, than he is. He asked for a charter school. He just woke up one day and said, hey, I want a charter school in the Grand Crossing community. I led that process and approved for the charter school. Wrote curriculum for 3 different schools, and then training and development programs. Now, that doesn't include me being a professor and my full-time job as a senior executive director. Okay, why did I say that? I said that because of this. My capacity for the last 2 years have been huge. Why? Because the past 2 years, I've been a single woman, okay? Everything that I've just read to you happened in the past 2 years. When I was married for 9 years, I was trying to think today. I know I wrote a book, and I was entering into the marriage after my doctorate degree courses. So when I entered into it, I was just finishing up my dissertation. That was it. My capacity at that time in that season was strictly focusing on my home. It was strictly focusing on my home, okay? So we can't compare ourselves to, you're doing this, you're doing this. Yeah, I have the capacity to do it now. The past 9 years, however, I just told you one thing that I did, because my focus, again, was somewhere else. My season was different. So you have to identify your capacity for the season that you're in. Okay? Does that make sense? If that makes sense, pump some hearts. If that makes sense, give some likes or something. Okay? Identify your capacity. Stop comparing ourselves with who's doing what. You're in a certain season. Identify how much you can handle in that season based off of the season that you're in. Good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So for those of us that say, oh, I'm going to wait until I get married before I buy a home, or I'm going to wait until I get married before I write my book or before I start my business. You may have the capacity to do it right now. So why are we waiting? What are we waiting for? You may have the capacity this season to get it done. So I just read everything that I did, and that's just a fraction of it. That's just a fraction of it. That was in the past 2 years, guys. That was in the past 2 years. But if you look at the 9 years that I was in a marriage, I didn't have the capacity to move. So number one, identify your capacity. Identify the season that you're in. And then you operate from your capacity. Stop looking at everybody else, what everybody else is doing this season. It has nothing to do with you. Focus on you, focus on your vision and your goals, and you will be able to accomplish everything that you have the capacity to accomplish. Okay, that's number one. Number two, take care of ourselves. Take care of yourself, okay? You cannot help me if you're not healthy. You cannot help me if you are dog tired. I can't assist you if I'm mentally unstable, not successfully, not healthy. I can't do it, okay? So number two, take care of ourselves. And I have vision. I'm in my home office. I have vision all around my office, and I have vision for self-care. Reading for me is self-care. Self-care looks differently for everyone. Working out is self-care. Water intake, I'm focusing on vitamins. I'm focusing on outside activities. I'm focusing on no negativity, eating green, partnering with really nice people. Self-care is different for everyone, okay? Self-care is different for everyone. And I want to reiterate, I did a Periscope last week about resting, pouring into yourself. How does that look? We have to take time out for ourselves, to focus on ourselves. And that's not being selfish. You can't help me if you're not healthy. You can't help me. Okay. And I can't help you if I'm not healthy. Right. So resting, if that's 30 minutes a day, one of my prayer partners, he said self-care, 30 minutes a day. For some of us, it's, going out the country once a year. And I mentioned this last week. God has allowed me to leave the state one weekend every month to rest, to, ask God to pour into me. Whatever the situation is, make sure that you are getting what you need before, you can assist others, etc. That's balance. You being stable, you being okay. 2 years ago, I went to a counselor and he said, "Why are you here?" I said, "I think and I feel like I'm okay, but I'm here because I want to make sure that I'm okay." All right. We have to be in a we have to be mentally healthy. We have to be mentally healthy. And I don't know where this came from, where counselors, why are you seeing the counselor? Why? We need God. We need Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and counseling. We need, we need it all. Just, we want to be in a place where we are mentally stable as well. We're working on the physical. How are we on the inside? And so I went 2 or 3 sessions and he's like, "Yeah, you're good." He's now my certified life coach. I went because I wanted to make sure that I'm mentally sound. I went because I wanted to make sure from a professional. Guys, stop thinking that counseling is like the wrong thing. I don't know. We grew up on that. You in counseling? What does that mean? Make sure that we're okay. Make sure, that we're mentally sound. Okay. So that's taking care of ourselves. Whatever it takes. That looks different from, everyone. That looks different. For me, it's traveling monthly. It's reading. It's relaxing. It's resting. So that looks different from everyone. So that's number 2. Take care of yourself. Okay? Take care of yourself. Number 1, identify your capacity. Number 2, take care of yourself. And number 3, how are we doing, guys? Hey, pump hearts and share for me. Pump hearts and share for me. Number 3, seek simplicity. Seek simplicity. Dr. Karen, what do you mean by that? Seek simplicity. Guys, we do not have to live our lives in chaos. We don't have to. We don't have to live our lives in negativity. We don't have to. We don't have to. We make the decision. We make choices on how we live, okay? So seek simplicity. This is what I mean by that. Overbooking ourselves. You done made 12 commitments for Saturday. Now you have to go back to 11 of them and say, "Hey, I can't make it." Don't overbook ourselves. Don't do it. It's okay to say no. And I had a problem with this years ago. I don't anymore. But it's okay to say no. I can't. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. Declutter. Now, I'm not off the hook for this because I have one drawer in my kitchen that if something is not in the place that it should be, it's definitely in that drawer. I grew up like that. I don't know. It was always one drawer. Hey, go look in that drawer. It got to be in there since it's not where it's supposed to be. But our lives shouldn't be like that. Let's declutter our lives. Throw some stuff away. It's okay. It's okay. Don't hold on to weight. And that means people too. Don't hold on to weight. That means people too. It's okay to establish habits and routines. Every morning I get up, I pray, I drink my exquisite infusions green tea every day. It's a routine. It's okay. It's okay to establish routines instead of waking up one day saying, "Okay, what do I need to do? Where am I going? What's going on today? It's okay. Simplify your goals. Simplify your goals. Last week, I talked about touching it every single day. That doesn't mean spend 20 hours a day on it. Touching it every day could be 2 minutes. Touching a goal every day can be 5 minutes, okay? Simplify your goals. Your goals will lead to your vision, and you can simplify your goals by ensuring that it's not a whole lot at the same time. And last week I talked about that 1 day a week, which is on Monday. That's when you eat the elephant first. So give yourself just 1 day out the week to kind of do something that's big. Eat the elephant first. Do your biggest task. Just 1 day out the week, okay? And then your other goals should be pretty small, okay? We're talking about seeking simplicity and be organized. Last week, I also talked about tips on how to set up your week. You know, every Monday, we're eating the elephant first. But on Sundays, we are writing down our tasks for the week. We know what we're praying about. We know what we're seeking, okay? So being organized. Let me say this. Hey guys, share with me. Share this Facebook Live and pump hearts. I promise you I feel the love when I see hearts. You can outperform if you are operating in who you really are. If I'm operating in who I really am, who I'm called to be, I'm doing what I love to do, I can outperform because I'm made for this. I'm built for it. So I can outperform because I'm not trying to be like somebody else. I'm not trying to do something that I don't enjoy doing. I can outperform because this is who I am. This is what I love to do. So I'm going to do it well. I love it. So I'm going to do it well. Right? And so if you are your authentic self, if you are operating in who you're called to be, doing what you love to do, you're gonna live a simple, life anyway, because this is who you are. This is what you're called to do, and you love doing it. So it won't be hard. It won't be frustrating. Okay, guys. Those are my 3 tips. I promised y'all. I said 15 minutes. Y'all didn't believe me. Let me recap. Number 1, we identified our capacity specifically for the season that we're operating in. What is the capacity? Okay. And I gave you examples of me being in this current season versus the last season and how my capacity was stretched. Okay. Number 2, taking care of ourselves. That looks differently for everyone. However, you have to identify what it takes for you, okay? What it takes for you to rest, to get poured into. That looks different from everyone, but we have to identify that. And the 3rd tip that I gave was to seek simplicity. We don't have to live a chaotic life. We don't have to wake up every day of our lives, don't know what's going on, running around like a chicken with our head cut off, okay? That's all I have. Your homework, though, for this week. Your homework, though. 2 things. Let's identify just one way we can seek simplicity. One thing that we can do or change or delete or edit that will make our lives a little bit more simpler. That helps with balance. And we want to identify one thing that we can do that will help us with self-care. If we're already doing something, that's fine. But if not, let's identify a routine. Let's identify something to do that will help us with self-care. Okay? That's what I want us to do for this week. That's it, guys. I promise you. I don't play games. I don't be on here for 3 hours. We don't have to. Next week, I'm going to talk about multiple streams of income. And then the last Monday of this month, I'm debating, but I think I want to talk about being a trailblazer. So I'm excited. Guys, follow me on Instagram, 365 Consulting Group. Check out my website, 365consultinggroup.com. My tea, Exquisite Infusions Tea.com. Check out my tea too. Guys, the favorite is the pineapple. I drink it every morning. Okay, write down your questions. So what I'm going to do is, if I don't answer it throughout the week, I will come on at the top of the hour next week, at 8 o'clock next week, and answer the questions for this week. Okay, I hope that you had a nugget or two from me today. I hope you did. Okay. Have a great Monday, everyone. Don't forget to share me. Don't forget to share me and pump hearts. Thanks for joining in. Okay, have a great Monday. Bye-bye.